On the Pro Bowlers Tour, we are here for the first match, live coverage, Florissant, Missouri, a suburb of St. Louis. Our first match, Tom Laskow, a 29-year-old professional from Commack, New York, and he's looking for his first win, whereas Paul Moser, at whom we're looking in the striped shirt, 5'4", 150 pounds, has 2 titles to his credit. He hasn't been on for a while, and he's so anxious to get back in the winning ways. He's 33 years old, average 218.5. He'll be shooting on the left lane in this house of 32 lanes, Bo.
Chris, we're bowling on a lacquer surface this week where the ball doesn't break quite as sharply as we've seen in previous weeks.
And the left-hander leaves the 6-pin on the left lane. And to bring you up to date just a little more on what's going to happen here on our live telecast, the winner of this first game will meet Earl Anthony. And then the winner of that second match will meet Mark Roth, and so on down the line till we get to the tournament final. Our tournament leader, Tom Baker, waiting in the wings now to cover the 6-pin. Spare for Moser. Born in Brockton, Massachusetts, now bowling out of Somerset, nearby Somerset in Massachusetts. Now, the man that qualified 5th for today's championship round, Tom Laskow, 5'10", 145 pounds. Starting out with a bang. He is not intimidated. In fact, we asked him about it earlier.
I don't feel intimidated at all. I had a very good shot all this week. I feel confident, and I feel I can win this tournament.
Well, his best showing has been 18th in the PBA National Championship in Detroit in 1980. Has been a regular on the tour since 1975. So, Nelson, this is a big thrill for him today, however far he goes.
Chris, his best finish so far has been 18th in his career, but he bowled so well during the week, and he has a lot of experience. He's bowled in that New Jersey area with such tough players as Roth and all those players up in the east.
Well, he has left the 6'9", this aircraft technician, having attended the Farmingdale Academy of Aeronautics.
To set up the championship pair, it's 21 and 22 here at Dick Weber Lanes, and it's more about what we call a track condition on the right side. There's a worn area between the second and third arrow, as the lanes are about 15 years old here, and the players must keep it in that area.
A little shaky, but nonetheless, it is a spare for Laskow in the second frame. Open with a strike. And now Paul Moser, who marked with a spare, now shooting in the second frame. First game, if you just joined us, we're live in Florissant, Missouri. Strike by the southpaw.
Paul Moser, stocky and strong, very short, has a tremendously smooth arm swing, locked all the way. Look at that elbow, a little above shoulder height, and a good follow-through. Now watch his follow-through. Very little break at that elbow at all. It's a good way to discipline your arm swing all the way through the shot.
Paul was very upset that he hadn't cashed in 5 tournaments this year. Well, it's going to be different today, because even the player that finishes 5th or loses this match will get $4,500. A big double and the lead by 10-10. Laskow, Commack, New York, is up. Earned about $3,000 this year. In his career, only $26,158. Third frame. Very good. So will we have some high scores today?
Chris, 21 and 22 at Dick Weber Lanes has always been a good scoring pair. Here you see Tommy Laskow, just an ideal push away, locked arm swing, very much like Paul Moser. Shoulder high, look at the body position, absolutely perfect. The deep knee bend and follow through straight to the target. Well, that's a beautiful profile. This young man's got a good future in a game of bowling. Trails by 10, 4th frame.
Win today would make him eligible for prestigious Firestone Tournament of Champions. Oh, hit the nose and left the 3-10.
I think if any of the right-handed players are going to have a trouble on the pair, it's going to be with lane 21, the left-hand lane. As you can see, it's not a too tough, the baby splitter 310 for the pros, but lane 21 does not finish quite as well as 22, and they have a tendency to point the ball up towards the pocket. The reason it doesn't finish is the lay of the wood in the pine area, down about 35 feet. It's some hard wood, and it doesn't break very much.
So the bachelor from New York goes to the line. Nope. Open frame. Coming in the fourth for Laskow. We're going to take a break and then return to more live action. Excitement on Wide World. Pedroza against fourth-ranked Ford, WBA World Featherweight fight, and the American ladies doing well in West Germany. World Cup skiing, and Frank Ellenberg finished sixth. He is our alternate. He's a man that helps us behind the scenes on telecasts when he hasn't made the finals, Bo.
Good-looking bachelor, almost made the top 5, bowled great this week. It looks like he's got his stroke back.
Looking for 3 in a row, Moser. Oh, what a beautiful hit. We talked earlier with Paul about his not winning in 20 months.
Well, Bo, I haven't won in 4 years, but I finished second 5 times in the past 4 years. I had some real close ones with Mark in the fall one time. I lost 258, 257. I feel like I have my game back together again. I'm ready to go today.
Well, 4 years is a lot more than 20 months. Didn't have to use my calculator, Bo, on that one. Sorry about that.
He's well on his way. He has a turkey working and could increase his lead to 42 pins, 5th frame.
Ooh, that one did not come up, and awesome 1-3 staring him in the face on the left lane.
The nemesis of all the pros. There's his wife, Debbie, Chris, who is a 170 average bowler, and she helps Paul White quite a bit with his bowling, and she knows he just lost that shot completely. That's just like an errant golf shot. Forget the shot, come back, make the easy 1-3 spare.
He opened with a spare in the first frame, then he had 3 in a row, and now trying to cover the 1-3. All right, stuck at the line. He was a little concerned that he might go over it. Paul Moser, proud of the fact he was born in Brockton, Massachusetts.
Tom Laskow, another one of those products from up east, bowls down there at the famous Paramus bowling lanes where Roth also bowls, and he's an experienced player. He's been behind before. He knows he can throw the big string, so he's not out of the match yet. 5th frame.
All but the 7, as the winner of this match will meet the great Earl Anthony.
The lefties and the righties have both had a good shot at Dick Weber lanes this week. As history has said it, there's been a very equal condition for all players on the tour. The trajectory of the ball for even the lefties and the righties is right down the second arrow, almost just like we teach it in the tips.
And the tip today, incidentally, will focus in on concentration. And that's exactly what these two professionals are doing in our first game, head-to-head. And there you see the 30-pin difference. Moser in the lead, Laskow trailing at this point, but plenty of frames left.
The lane surface that we play on this week, we alluded to a little earlier, is a lacquer. We don't see many lacquer surfaces. They're more urethanes. And on the lacquer, most of the players prefer to use the rubber ball, as both players are out there using today, and it seems to roll a little truer. Good tip for the amateur at home: rubber on lacquer, plastic on urethanes.
And another high hit, leaving the 3-6-10 on the left lane, as Laskow's opponent, Moser, just sort of looks away.
Laskow, an excellent arm swing, usually doesn't get in too much trouble, but he's having a little trouble with the left lane because he will not trust the ball. You have a tendency when a lane's a little tighter to pull the ball up to the pocket. Has to stay down at the line.
Spare in the 6th for Laskow of Comac, New York. Capacity crowd here at the lanes, owned jointly by Bob Temme and Hall of Famer Dick Weber. And great hosts for the Rolaids Open, as they have been 5 previous years.